Let's talk fitness. You know, fitness is a big word. What does it actually mean to you? Well, I'll tell you what it means to me. Fitness is putting together a plan that, one is, hopefully I can look better physically. I got an ego going on, just as all people do and always have. I want to look my best. Secondly, fitness also means to me improving the chances of my optimal health so that I can live longer, or at least live with a better health span. You know, the words lifespan and health span are important to me. Lifespan used to sound like it was something I wanted, but once we start seeing so many people who are aged, or even not even aged, but falling apart with frailty, we start realizing they don't have what I call health span, quality of life, the ability to hold their grandchildren and to do their chores every day and actually get around and have a hobby because they don't have energy. They have too many medical issues. They're on too many medications, and no one's throwing them a life vest within that conversation. So fitness is one of the ultimate keys to your length of life and your quality of life. But everybody talks about that. So what do? We walk around the block every day. We do yoga. Do we do calisthenics? Do we do aerobics? Do we do weight training? Dr. Peter Attia's book, Outlive, has defined it as well as anything written as far as medically connecting the studies of what does it take to lessen mortality in regard to fitness. Two things. You have to have a good VO2 max, and you have to have strength. VO2 max is the ability of the lungs to actually exchange oxygen, and we will lessen with that. I don't care if you're an Olympic athlete and you still train. Every years after about 50 years old, you start the decline of VO2. It is just some of the ravages of Father Time. But we can battle back. We can do things with a plan that really slows that down. And instead of you falling apart at 60-ish, you'll fall apart maybe 85-ish. That sounds pretty good to me. Or even if you're 85 and you're hanging in there, maybe you'll be 95 before that. It's never too late to start a plan. Well, VO2 max comes from doing something that makes you breathe very heavily in short bursts. Some people call it HIIT trainings, interval training, whatever. I do it on a rowing machine. I will row 1 minute modest, and then I'll row very fast for a minute. 1 minute modest, very fast a minute. And the best thing is to do this about 10 to 15 minutes, 1 to 2 times a week. This is not every day. That will build VO2 max. Okay, secondly, how do we build the strength? I'm sorry to say it's going to come from one single method: weight training. Whether you like it or you don't like it, weight training is the only way to push these muscles into a place where they overcompensate against the weakening of our age and compensate back into a more youthful place. And doing high reps doesn't really work. You really have to kind of maneuver that muscle to its better place with heavier weights. And if you're not sure how to train with heavy weights, there are some really good personal trainers. There's also some that are not. You have to find the right ones, like all things in life. And go to a gym. Most likely that's the best place. Many gyms in Chattanooga. And 4 days a week, you're going to do, I suggest maybe half your body part on one day, the other half on the second, and then you go back and do the same thing. And you're going to shoot between 7 and about 12 reps. If you're doing 20 reps, you're going to work for tone. It's not going to build the muscle strength, because muscle strength and VO2 max are the two determining factors of how your health span will be as you age. Dr. Attia talks about something called the centenarian decathlon, putting a plan together about 45 years old that will allow you to age gracefully, not be frail. That's the biggest thing. How do we stay 60, 70, and 80 and still do our grocery shopping and carry our grandkids and go have fun with hobbies? You do that through a plan. One person out of about maybe 8,000 have perfect genetics, and they can be 80 years old and act like they're 40. Don't count on that, because those are pretty low odds. Vegas has better odds than that at the roulette table. So talking about a plan, VO2 max plans, do something 1 to 2 times a week. Secondly, weight train 4 days a week, and add anything else you want in there, but you got to weight train the 4 days a week. And then lastly, make sure your protein is adequate. I've done other podcasts on that. but don't miss your level of protein, whether it be from food or supplements. And for those who really want to get on the next level, creatine is extremely safe. It makes you stronger and makes you have more endurance, not only in the gym and stamina, but in life. You're cutting the grass with creatine in your body or cutting it without, you can tell a difference. You will not be as fatigued and you will recover quicker. And even people who are not weight training, I recommend everyone over 50 to be doing one little scoop, 5 grams a day of creatine mixed in whatever liquid you want. I will take it the rest of my life because I can see differences in that. Totally safe, easy on the body, not very expensive. It has all the winning components to that. So always know Nutrition World is here as your partner in your journey to not just health, but optimal health. And feel free to contact us through email. And I encourage you to try to be a learner, because I say this often. I separate the world into 2 classes of people, learners and non-learners. And I'm sorry to say, Father Time is going to devastate the non-learners, because we all have to have our personalized plan. We are not an automobile. We don't have one single system that works for everyone. One person needs to do this and another one may need to tweak it and do that. But we are here to help you through that maze of sometimes very confusing information. Certainly not here to treat your medical condition, but we have coaches, we have a lot of plans. We have nutritionw.com that has so many articles and information on how you can empower yourself. All the blessings to you and your future. Thank you.